$10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes. Multi-X, all of them.
Smart. Best value bet. Backup and multi-X. You cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA. Make it.
Yeah. Yo. But why this guy always so happy? I'm just a happy guy. Happy camper. Yeah. Welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It is Tuesday. On the ride. Yeah. Oh, they wish all you was happy like me, right? I'm happy because I'm alive, right? I'm here, right? I got up this morning. I could smell, I could feel, I could see, I could talk, I could, all of those things. I'm happy for that. Yeah. Yo. All right, here's what's going to make somebody happy right now. If you tag somebody right now, if you @followers somebody right now on your page, you're going to make somebody happy, because today we're going to dive deep into a conversation that's been circulating on social media. People have been talking about it, and you saw a press release, and it was sporadic information that circulated. But this is a program that's going to give you the most in-depth, precise, accurate, and give you an opportunity to actually ask questions as well. We're talking about, you heard it about the new modern hospital, smart hospital, Project Polaris. And we have the project sponsor, direct, as I said, direct, Mickey Mouse thing, hopscotch kind of thing. It's straight and direct. So we have Andrea St Bernard, who is going to be chatting with us here. A lot to digest. Yo! Gail Charles just made somebody happy because she had followers. @followers. When you @followers, everybody get notified that you are loving them. Lydia, big up yourself. Thank you so much, Lisa G. Tag somebody. Night Riders. Good night, Riders. All right, guys. On Tuesday also, we talk about what's pissing you off, right? What's pissing you off? That's what Tuesday is all about. This is what I want to lead off with, right? Because this is true. And this is kind of pissing me off a bit. And I posted this earlier on the platform. It says, supporting another person's success won't mess up yours. Real friends want to see you win. Yeah, real friends want to see you win. So some people, they're so selfish. Some people, they're so into their own self that they don't see the need to help others. These people are not from here. Nah, they're not. They can't be from here. Because I always said this, Be like a mango tree. Yes, be like a mango tree. Meaning like a mango tree, every year a mango tree bear fruits, right? and a mango tree never eat its own fruits yet to date. Other people eat the mango. We bear for other people's enjoyment. So be like a mango tree. Yes! So share this on your page sometime later. Supporting others, other person's success won't mess up yours. Real friends want to see you win. Yes, exactly. Gail Charles, how are you doing? Thank you so much. I ain't seen enough shares. I ain't seen enough follows. So you know what that means, guys. All you're doing all your job. I did my job. I'm here. I am here. Andrea St Bernard is here. Everybody share it with somebody so they could be here as well. All right. Let me add followers here. Put this here. Put this there. Yes, that's there. And I'll do the little add followers thing. Bam, bam, bam. I made a mistake. I almost give myself some stars, but that's okay. All right. Add followers. There we go. Alice, how are you doing? All right, guys, we ain't wasting no time because we don't have a lot of it. So we go straight into the thing. And the lady, let me tell you, I consider her my friend because I know her for about, 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now. You know what I mean? She always answers my call when I call her. Yeah, and I'm happy for that because, that is a very good thing. And we have her on the program here with us today. Andrea St Bernard, Ambassador. How are you doing? How are you?
Hi, Junior. I'm great. Thanks for having me. Good night to all of your viewers.
Yes, I'm happy to have you here, Andrea. Is it first time? Oh, it's your first time on the ride, Andrea.
I believe so. Yes. And thank you again for having me. It's maybe been too long, but I think this is certainly an appropriate moment. It's a major milestone announcement for Grenada. So I think this is a wonderful time to have the opportunity to join you here. So thank you again.
I appreciate you coming on, and I know you're very busy. Before we get into the real meat of the matter, the cock of the matter, I think it's important that we allow our viewers to know who Ambassador Andrea St Bernard is. Who is Andrea St Bernard?
So I'm a humble Grenadian, daughter of the soil, born in Grenada, born to 2 Grenadians, spent a lot of time in my younger years, growing up in Toronto, educated in Canada, the US, the Caribbean as well. I am a lawyer by training. I continue to practice law. I have been an athlete. I've represented Grenada at the Olympics in Taekwondo. So my love and yes, yes. So my love for and fight for Grenada is real.
I like that.
Yeah.
Taekwondo, Andrea?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So you could take down a tall guy like me?
Oh, for sure.
Really? Oh my God.
I didn't do anything, but yes, I'm a 4th degree black belt. I represented Grenada at the 2012 London Olympics. So I was actually blessed to be present when Karani won his gold medal. I was part of that Olympic team. So honestly, I could talk about that forever as well, but let's get on to the important matters for today.
It's important that we know that because I for the length of time I know you, I did not have the slightest idea that you were equipped with all these skills, especially in Taekwondo. You could really, the spots, like in some Taekwondo, they know how to just flip you this way. I mean, I'm willing to learn.
Martial arts is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's an art form. Certainly does play a role in things such as self-defense. So it certainly adds to confidence level of persons who practice the art form. And it is a Olympic sport, as I said. So I spent a lot of years in that arena. I did my undergraduate university degree on a volleyball scholarship in the US. So I'm a career or lifetime athlete, I would say. And certainly representing Grenada at the Olympics was a highlight of that, of my athletic
Thank
career.
you. I appreciate that insight. All right, so let's get into the meat of the matter. I know a lot of people here because they want to understand a little bit more about the new teaching hospital, Project Polaris. So just give us an overview of Project Polaris.
Okay, I'm happy to do so because it's a very significant project. It really is Grenada's bold and strategic step toward becoming a model for modern healthcare. So we're looking at a 250 bed state-of-the-art smart research hospital. The hospital itself will provide increased specialist care for Grenadians, which will be expanded over time. It will be fit for purpose for tertiary care infrastructure. So we'll be looking at a much better infrastructure, more fit for purpose for today's needs, today's healthcare needs in Grenada. It will particularly focus on upskilling of medical professionals and knowledge transfer so that we are continuing to raise the standards of healthcare and service in Grenada. But really, quite critically, Project Polaris is more than just the hospital, although the hospital itself is the cornerstone of Project Polaris. But Project Polaris is and will be a catalyst for national development. Project Polaris is really the building out of a medical city. And as you know, Junior, the government has already secured the 84 acres of land that the medical city will be built on in Hopevale, which is right on the border between St. George's and St. David's. So with this medical city, we will over time be building out this broader medical city, and it will evolve to include and offer really great opportunity for Grenada to grow in medical tourism sector, for example, but also in elder care, retirement care as an industry. Grenada would be able to start attracting that industry. Biotech, innovation, and other areas that support both our health sector as well as our economic resilience. So the medical city is really a big idea, the cornerstone of which is the new hospital. And this is the priority pillar for the building out of the medical city. But it's very important to understand the level of investment that will go into building out the medical city as a means of understanding the opportunities, really, that will arise through the government's focus and investment in improving the healthcare through this Project Polaris.
So how would this particular project, this particular hospital, different from the current and existing hospital?
So it will be very different. I mean, as a matter of bricks and mortar infrastructure, certainly we will see a stark difference with a new smart hospital that has high end, the best of the technology, smart technology, climate resilience, but also it will be fit for purpose from the start, which is why we start working with world-renowned partners right at the beginning of the planning phase, because we want to make sure that as we're planning the hospital, we plan and get the absolute best. And that includes the actual design of the hospital, the layout, where do each of the units go? How do we make sure that we're designing a infrastructure that can be fit for additional phases and add-ons going forward? So from a bricks and mortar, the actual building itself will be a significant upgrade. And I think it's easy, having experience at the existing hospital, to imagine that isn't that can and will be achieved. But even beyond that, the care at the new hospital will be improved. We will have improved care. And obviously, that isn't something that we can just build the bricks and mortar, open up and say, well, this is now a better hospital. So there's a lot of work to do for the transition from where we are with the services that are being offered and how they're offered, the patient care at the existing hospital, and where we aspire to when we open the new hospital in a few years. And this is why we have to begin that work now, and why we have begun to address many of the standards, the processes, the governance structure, et cetera, at the existing hospital, and to put the policies, the procedures in place to raise the standard of care and service already at the existing hospital and to transition over into the new hospital. But also, quite critically, there will be additional services offered at the new hospital. So we are aware that we have deficiencies in services that are required to service the Grenadian people. And so we, again, are working with world-renowned partners with the expertise and experience in the space to help us determine what are the clinical services that we need, that we understand what it is that we have now, what are the main deficiencies on the basis of the needs of Grenadian people, what do we need to have in the new hospital, what are the additional clinical services. And so we've begun to build a plan to phase in additional clinical services so that not only at the moment when we open the new hospital, we'll have better infrastructure, we'll have upskilled medical professionals, we'll have better policies, procedures, and governance in place, but we'll also have additional services. And over time, we'll be phasing in even more additional services. So ultimately, the offering at the new hospital will be significantly improved from what we have on offer now at the existing hospital.
But many would say that a hospital is more than just a building. Yes, you have a nice building and it's decorated and it has all the technology, but the service, the staff has to reach to a level, right? Where would this staff come from? How would you breed this staff? How would you get this staff, obtain this staff, train this staff to match up to the technology that is going to be in place?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a critical point, Junior. And I'll admit the question and the resolution to that challenge goes beyond Project Polaris. It's a Government of Grenada challenge. It's a Ministry of Health challenge. It's a Ministry of Education challenge. The good news is that we're all at the table working together to put that plan together. There's no doubt that we already rely on and will continue to rely on foreign imported medical talent. In addition to that, we want to ensure that we provide opportunities to educate Grenadians to fill the spaces that we know we're creating. So we will be, the government is certainly working on a comprehensive HR plan that would involve both recruiting Grenadians, educating Grenadians, as well as recruiting talent from overseas as we need it. And I'll say this, Junior, this isn't a unique problem for Grenada. It's not even a unique problem to the region. This shortage of medical staff is global. We know this is something in the UK. There's a shortage of nurses, which is in part why we lose in US and Canada. There's a shortage of medical healthcare professionals. And so the government is working diligently to come up with a multifaceted plan to address that, which includes several components in addition, as well as, speaking with other governments to come up with the necessary solutions. So it's definitely an area you should stay tuned. There will be more information, news, and notification about opportunities and the plan in that space.
Yeah, because I 2 years ago, I went to Ghana, right? And one of the things that I realized in Ghana is that they have a surplus of doctors and very experienced people in that field that are not currently properly employed. Are we looking to Africa and these African countries to obtain some of the manpower, the necessary manpower to fill some of the spaces that we have here? Are we looking further afield, like those African countries, for that assistance?
So I would say that the short answer is yes. We're looking everywhere. We're leveraging all of our relationships through government as well as private sector to put together the comprehensive plan, because as you've identified, it's a significant challenge that we will have to address. So the government is working multifaceted on all levels to put that recruitment and HR plan together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, we're chatting here with Andrea St Bernard, and we also giving you an opportunity to chime in as well. We're going to put the number on the screen so you could call in and ask your question. That number, let me put it up on the screen right now so you could call in from the giddy up. We're starting opening up the lines for you. Let's go right back into the construction and design. You spoke about things like multifaceted, different components. What would what would it look like? Is it just going to be a building, a few buildings, like a big space? What is the construction concept looking like?
So the actual design of the hospital is not yet determined. We are now in the process of identifying and finalizing our design build contractors. Now I say that, and of course you would have seen renderings from our early concept of Project Polaris.
Yeah, because someone from your team just sent me some rendering. So you could go ahead and speak. We're just going to have that playing back in the background there.
Certainly, yeah, no problem. And that is video footage that has been out for quite some time. I think since the inception of the concept of Project Polaris. Although it is based on renderings, and it is based on that 84 acres. So it's an early stage concept. But let's be honest, building a smart, climate resilient, state-of-the-art hospital isn't something as simple as mapping out a building and walls on a paper or rendering. There are particular specialities, technical requirements. And so we need to make sure that we're working with the best and most experienced partners that understand the real needs and requirements of a hospital infrastructure. So for example, that's not the same as a hotel. So we really want to make sure that we have the right partners who have experience in delivering what we want. And so we are just finalizing the selection of our design firm. It's certainly something that you should, again, stay tuned. There will be more news about that. Two components really of the design, the hospital itself, as well as the site itself, which is 84 acres. So we're plan out the 84 acres, design this hospital to ensure that we have all of the elements. We start our designing concept really from determining what are the clinical services that are essential to provide good comprehensive care for Grenadians. And so it's not really a matter of when you're designing a hospital, first looking at the building and what will it look like. It starts from what are the needs that have to be addressed. And so we've certainly been doing that. Again, we will be working with a design team that have expertise in healthcare, and so can help us to, again, come up with the right layout for services, understand the needs of our emergency unit, for example, and ensure that we have proper access through our emergency, and that doesn't impede the regular operations of the hospital. So there are several technical components that are key to ensuring that we can deliver excellent care by making sure we have the right infrastructure. So I'll say I really can't tell you yet exactly what it's going to look like.
Right.
But we will be. I mean, that is certainly one of the main work streams currently underway now. And so later in 2025, we expect that we should have some much more concrete renderings of the design for the new hospital.
Right. I'm thinking, when you say medical city, I'm thinking, again, from a layman's perspective, I'm thinking elderly, people who need that service, especially returning nationals, because there are a lot of people that's in the US, and the only reason Grenadians that live in here, and the only reason why some say they don't want to come back to Grenada is because of the medical system, or the elderly care that they may get here. It may not be comparable to what might be available in Grenada. So I'm thinking elderly care. I'm thinking possibly like facial and plastic surgery and cosmetic surgery and all of these different types of things, housing for different, medical ailments and stuff like that. Are we thinking in the same vein? Is this the kind of concept we're looking at?
Absolutely. You're pretty spot on with the thoughts that we have. We've taken it beyond just the initial thoughts, which I think it's intuitive. There's an opportunity here for all of the things that you said. We know Grenada is a paradise. We know that it's a tourism destination that people aspire to because of the many assets and attributes that Grenada has. Once we can offer a world standard of health service, then absolutely that becomes a medical tourism product. It becomes an opportunity for us to attract more tourism to Grenada because we have excellent health care. And I think you're also right, Junior, in identifying that one of the primary restrictions, one of the primary barriers to our own people in the diaspora to returning home, particularly in their retirement years, when they have time, maybe they have money, but they also have heightened health concerns.
Yes.
So fixing healthcare in Grenada really opens up a world of opportunities for Grenada to now actually create a medical tourism industry. So you're absolutely right that this would be part of the focus of the medical city. The government would be looking for private partners who would be interested in coming and offering additional services outside of the general services that the hospital will be providing. And so there are several opportunities, but again, you've also identified some of the other elements of that medical city, residential community. So we know we're going to have significant additional staff at this hospital. We know that we're going to be working with SGU and have SGU students even participating in the new university, in the new hospital. And so, of course, we need to create residential space, wonderful residential space, and keeping in mind also, we have a significant focus on improving the environment, the work and living environment of medical professionals in general. So we'll have this opportunity to use some of the medical city for that. We'll be able to build a resort. Again, if we're attracting medical tourism into Grenada because of the hub of this new smart hospital, then we expect persons will come and want to stay close to the hospital and may often have family members also visiting who want to stay close to the hospital. So it becomes a natural site now to also add a hotel resort opportunity. So there are several elements. And then, as you said also, so the retirement community. So if we're agreeing that it's likely, and I would say it's not just that we're agreeing, I'll go on to say that we have commissioned and undertaken studies in each of these areas so that we have done a medical tourism research and have a plan and strategy to go forward with. We've done the retirement living research and have a plan as to how we would approach going forward with actually now executing to make that a reality. And these are very important elements to creating essentially an ecosystem around the new hospital that allows for increased economic resilience, increased revenue opportunities. And that's really how we would be able to maintain and continue with high world-class service.
So I'm thinking this project or this hospital as a very good addition or add-on to SGU, because I'm going to ask you this question because I don't know for a fact how that happened, right? So someone that come into SGU is one of the premier universities in the world. It's in Grenada, and a lot of students come to St. George's University. Now, after they leave St. George University, usually they have to go. They would leave and they would graduate and do their external study or whatever outside of Grenada, correct?
Right.
That would be the normal process. So are we now looking at seeing how we could get them to stay longer to do whatever additional studies or whatever the additional prerequisites are before they become a doctor? Are we looking at venturing out or taking advantage of that opportunity as well?
We absolutely are. Absolutely. And so, in fact, SGU has always had an undertaking to work with the government of Grenada to create a teaching hospital. And so what we have right now with SGU is the students come and they do their 2 years of academic study in Grenada.
Right.
But because we don't have an institution that can offer them a comparable residency program,
That's it.
we haven't been able to retain the students. So they then return to the US, to the UK, to Canada to do their residency and clinical studies. Whereas once we can create a new hospital and raise the standards to the international standards and create a experience, then it becomes hugely attractive for us to stay in Grenada, to have their residency component of their education. Gives us additional engagement with SGU, which is critical and excellent. It means we're keeping our long-term tourist SGU students who are really some of Grenada's long-term tourists who contribute significantly to Grenada. We're keeping them here longer. We're increasing their genesis to Grenada, which is always a wonderful thing. And we're even giving them an opportunity to maybe consider working in Grenada, come back and work. We have an excellent institution and experience for continuing to work. And really that goes beyond SGU students that come to train, to be educated, and then maybe they stay for residency as well, which is excellent. But also now we have Grenadians who have been getting scholarships to attend SGU. They also wouldn't have had the opportunity to stay and complete their training had they wanted to. There wasn't a residency program, so they've had to go away. Well, it's wonderful. Now we can keep even our Grenadian students, finish their education in Grenada, and perhaps, again, they wouldn't feel the need to go abroad to fulfill their professional desires. So absolutely, this partnership, the continuing work and collaboration that we'll do with SGU is a significant component of this as well.
Absolutely.
And derives a lot of opportunity.
Someone just WhatsApp, and their question is, so what will happen to the old hospital?
Oh, it's a good question. So I don't have the exact answer to that yet. We're still a couple years away from the commissioning of the new hospital. So certainly that's a plan that is in process that we will have to solidify, and the government will have to determine what's the best plan for the old hospital. But I think we all agree it's quite a fantastic location, although it's not fit for a general hospital. So I think we'll have to consider what are the opportunities. The government will consider what are the opportunities there, and there'll be more news about that as we proceed.
Besides SGU, do you envision the partnership with other international medical schools or organizations for training and research?
It's a possibility. And so what we have right now is a relationship and a commitment with SGU. And so it's possible. But we are focused in the initial instance on making sure that we keep SGU engaged in the planning. And so we'll see what other opportunities arise as we move forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Carlton saying here that this initiative is a major step forward, offering medical students hands-on learning under experienced doctors. It's a standard yet powerful model. We already know that SGU contributes so much to the Grenada economy. This is just going to expand it a whole lot more. What kind of timeline we looking at from the breaking ground to the implementation of this hospital?
Yeah. It's a very aggressive timeline, and so to be honest, it's not uncommon for a project like this to take 6, 7, 8 years. We tend to deliver a hospital by 2028. So it's still a few years to go, but it's a few years of very intense hard work that will have to be done. And it's a very aggressive, as I said, intense timeline. So there'll be a lot of news still coming, but we are in motion and working very hard to achieve that.
Right. In the press conference, we saw what was deemed a major announcement, the signing with an agreement with Mount Sinai. Now, I live in New York. Well, I live in Grenada. Most times I'm in New York. I feel like I'm visiting New York these days. But recently, my mom was at Mount Sinai, and I went there, and I was so impressed with that hospital. I was so impressed. And when I heard of the signing agreement with Mount Sinai, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is great. What's the relationship, and what role is Mount Sinai going to be playing in all of this?
So thanks for the question. I think it's worth noting, as you did, that Mount Sinai is a world-renowned and expert in healthcare systems delivery. Certainly one of the best in the world. So the relationship is really that we need help and guidance to improve our healthcare system. There's no doubt. And that's the crux of the relationship. So Mount Sinai is committed now through this long-term agreement to collaborating with the government of Grenada to improve standards, processes, procedures, governance, and ultimately the quality of service delivered at the new hospital. And so, of course, again, we can't open the hospital and then start working on that. We have to start working on that now. And so we've partnered with Mount Sinai now. They will help us be advising us and guiding us even as we plan the new hospital. So Junior, you mentioned that you were recently at a Mount Sinai hospital in New York. It's more than just world-class doctors and nurses that they have. They run world-class medical institutions.
Yes.
And so they have that expertise within their nearly 50,000 staff of Mount Sinai systems. And so we are relying on their advice and they are collaborators as well to put together the plans and design of the hospital. So notwithstanding we have our lead design, we're already working with Mount Sinai, for example, to determine the clinical services that would be required and how best to phase in additional clinical services. And as you may know, they're already begun and have engaged and completed a gap assessment at our existing hospital and have begun working towards quality service improvement at our existing hospital. So they're even better positioned.
That is the next question I was going to ask. Because what about helping and fixing the issues that we have now at Maribor?
Critical.
And so they are working now in improving service that's provided now, correct?
They are. So since late last year, under a different arrangement, we engaged Mount Sinai to start consulting services at our existing hospital for quality care improvement. And so they underwent a process of engaging with the management team at the existing hospital, observing through visits, through interviews, through collection of data. They came up with a gap assessment where they identified what are the main areas to focus on to start improving the standards, processes, procedures, and governance and culture at the existing hospital. After preparing that gap assessment, again, which they did through working very closely with the existing management and staff, and they will be the first to say, they can't do this for us. They can help us make a plan and guide us how to do it. But it's we, the people of Grenada, that have to make it better. And so I will have to repeat the comments that I've heard from the Mount Sinai team, as well as from the management at the hospital. So far, the engagement is going very well. The Mount Sinai team are very excited by the staff engagement and involvement, the general vibes of the staff, and the attitude that they've observed is that there's a genuine desire to make it better, to improve. And so already we're seeing the benefits of the early engagement with Mount Sinai and the work that they've already begun to do with the existing hospital, with the staff at the existing hospital. And I have to commend the staff at the General Hospital for really taking the opportunity, taking the bull by the horns, and engaging fully with Mount Sinai so that together we can see the incremental improvements as we move forward.
Someone just texted me there. They want to find out, are we placing the horse before the carriage here in terms of the studies, the essential studies that needs to be done to ensure that the feasibility of the infrastructure could actually fit on that particular acreage of land, 84 acreage of land that's there. Has all of these studies done and everything completed already?
We have actually, and so this is the part where I say we've been working for quite some time, notwithstanding this is our first major public announcement. All of 2024, Project Polaris worked hard and diligently getting plans, all of the reports, doing all of the necessary research. So absolutely, we have engaged and done the necessary studies on the 84 acres. We've done the environmental studies. And as I said, we are just finalizing our engagement with our master site planner, who of course is going to help guide expertly with, again, expertise also in medical city, building out medical cities, But this is, again, not something that we, the government of Grenada, are undertaking on our own and trying to figure out how to use those 84 acres. We are partnering with the most experienced expertise with the best fit for Grenada's environment and reality to come up with the plans to build these areas. So I don't think that the cart is before the horses. I think the horse is where it needs to be, because we have been doing the studies, we have been doing the research, and we're not taking any steps without a rigorous process to guide us with experience guidance along the way.
Let's talk about sustainability and innovation. I'm a big sustainability kind of guy. E-bikes, that's my thing, right? Are there any plans to incorporate green building practices or sustainable energy solution into the hospital infrastructure?
There are some early stage plans underway. And so as we're now in the design component, you'll have to give us a chance to come back and give you more details. But absolutely, we are focused on making it a climate smart hospital. So the opportunity, for example, to put solar panels on rooftops and to encourage a renewable footprint in that, or contribute to the energy draw through those types of renewable opportunities are there. There are even more innovative possibilities and opportunities that we are looking into. And so again, I'm going to say stay tuned. This is very much a component of the design, which we are working with some very interesting, innovative, experienced professionals in the space to come up with, as I said, the absolute best solutions for Grenada, understanding that this is one of the goals, long-term goals for Grenada as a country. So yes, absolutely, there will be renewable energy consumption is a focal point to making it climate resilient.
Absolutely. Carlton here is asking, you see, I think that one of the best thing I could ever do is training the staff in customer service. See, there's a serious lack of customer service across the board in Grenada. What plans do you have to improve the standard of customer service on island?
So I think that's a part of the work that's already underway at the hospital. It's a part of the quality care improvement that Mount Sinai will help guide a plan and guide through the implementation. But even that is a multi-pronged problem that needs a multi-pronged solution. So improving the processes and procedures and practices at the hospital will help, right? Improving the environment at the hospital will help. So for example, I know one of the areas that Mount Sinai is working to implement, actually, I think it's something that's ongoing right now, is creating a huddle system. And I think just from watching TV, you might be familiar with the concept in the hospital. There's a huddle, everybody's on the floor. There's a lot of patients. There's a lot of moving professionals. Well, how does everybody make sure they're on the same page and know what's going on with each patient at each point as shifts change, et cetera? Well, international hospitals have become a regular occurrence that they have a huddle system where staff will get together in the morning and make sure everybody's on the same page and we have the same work plan and we understand what are the patient's needs and et cetera, et cetera. And then there's a debriefing, an actual schedule for this huddling that every professional within each unit is participating in. So it's things like that, which really you can't address just the symptoms or the end concerns without going into the system, starting with understanding what are the systems in place or lack thereof, and helping to put those systems in place that really improves the environment for everyone, including the professionals. So now the professionals are in a better institution. They have better practices. They have a better understanding of what is the day's work order. Everybody's in a better order. And ultimately, it leads to better quality care and service. So it's more than just, doing a customer service course, which of course is a part of it also, bedside manner, understanding how to relate to people. But I think that there are so many other aspects to really improving the environment, the work environment, the infrastructure, the work culture, and ultimately all of those pieces together, which I think are underway through the guidance again of these experts. Those are the types of improvements that we will see. Again, over time. It's hard work, but I think we'll see it. And again, I take the notification of the vigor and good spirit that the staff at the General Hospital have already undertaken to attack these challenges as good news that we certainly will be seeing those improvements along the way.
Absolutely. Guys, I'm giving you guys an opportunity to call right now. This is your opportunity. You have questions. This is your chance to ask those questions here. Andrea St Bernard is live with us talking about Project Polaris. Now, I want to show you guys a video. I played it back earlier, but I want to show you guys a video. This is a rendering of the concept, right? Take a quick look, and we will talk about it on the other side.
To Grenada, the Spice Island of the Caribbean, known for its breathtaking beauty, vibrant culture, and now a beacon of medical excellence and innovation. The government of Grenada proudly presents the new Hopevale Climate Smart Medical City. Located in the parish of St. David, this 84-acre medical city is set to revolutionize healthcare, education, and tourism, not just in Grenada, but across the OECS. At the core of this transformation is the new state-of-the-art Smart Research Hospital. Designed with patient-centered care and community engagement in mind, it will provide value-based specialist care, innovation healthcare solutions, industry-leading medical training, and cutting-edge research. From advanced medical oncology and reconstructive plastic surgery to physical therapy, fertility treatment, stem cell therapy, and more, the medical complex and annex will offer a wide range of specialized services, ensuring comprehensive care for all. Adjacent to the hospital, a large medical complex will house private sector and grant-funded services, including a biotech incubator and accelerator, fostering medical and technological advancements. The complex also conveniently features a 4-star luxury hotel, providing comfortable accommodations for recuperating patients, individuals receiving outpatient care, family members and visitors alike. Staff and student accommodations will be located within the medical city, providing easy commutes and an elevated team member experience. With dedicated retirement homes alongside beautiful private residences for doctors, hospital executives, and returning nationals, the complex ensures a holistic community-centered environment for all. Sustainability is at the forefront, with a solar plant providing renewable energy and supporting Grenada's commitment to eco-friendly initiatives. A vibrant array of restaurants, shops, and entertainment facilities, along with fitness and wellness centers, will create a lively and engaging community atmosphere. Beautifully manicured parks, walking, running, and biking trails will offer serene spaces for relaxation and recreation, enhancing the well-being of residents, patients, and visitors alike. Seamlessly connected by a well-designed road network and ample parking ensures easy access to all facilities, providing an efficient experience for everyone. The Hopevale Medical City will be a cornerstone of Grenada's medical and retirement tourism industries, attracting individuals worldwide with its promise of high quality in an environment unmatched in beauty and tranquility. Located just 20 minutes from the capital, St. George, and the airport, Grenada offers an English-speaking, safe, and scenic Caribbean destination conveniently accessible from North America, Europe, and the Latin American region. The Hopevale Climate Smart Medical City is not just a project, it is a vision for the future, a commitment of excellence to the people of Grenada, a beacon of hope for generations to come as we move Grenada forward.
You know, looking at that video there, I must say that I got a little excited. And I'm thinking, and probably others at home and abroad looking at it and saying, like, okay, that sounds exciting. I could see other things, not even medically related, that could play a role in a medical city. Like I'm really thinking about having something in proximity. So in essence, what I want to ask, how could the private sector that is non-medically related play a part in expanding the idea of the medical city?
So you're hitting all the high points, Junior. I think you're absolutely right again. This is such a significant investment and opportunity. This is where dynamic things are happening. And so I also got excited again watching the video, because you can see that we're building a new economic center in an area that Grenada needs one. So right up the eastern Maine, where St. David's doesn't really have a commercial center. Well, at least we're putting one there, and it's offering the opportunity for activity, commercial activity throughout the medical city. And so we are looking for the public, the business persons, to come with ideas, to pitch and say, you know what, the medical city seems like the perfect opportunity for this business idea, this service. Partner with the government, and let's build out the medical city and it's really more than a medical city, the commercial opportunities within that 84 acres. And so again, this is why even the planning of that 84 acres is something that we're looking to world-class, experienced, renowned guide experts to help us guide us through, because we want to leverage that the best possible way to make sure that we're getting the best bang and the most buck out of the planning out of that medical city. Yeah. There's certainly significant opportunities there. Junior, 84 acres through the medical city. It's going to be a full environment, atmosphere. It'll be landscaped wonderfully. So I mean, there's opportunities, there's things we'll talk about.
I had to give a shameless plug. Did you mean a tuk-tuk ride?
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
I do. It'll be a wonderful environment, but it would be, I mean, I actually envision it becoming another walking community. It'll be a place that Canadians go to go for a walk, because it will be a planned community, a planned little village, which is something that Grenada doesn't have enough of. And so there's a lot of exciting things to come through this medical city build out.
Anybody that's an entrepreneur, they're thinking, their head just explode right there. Because you think it's so many things. Like people will be there, so they need to eat. You're talking about supermarkets right in the direct vicinity.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so many things. This is a whole big concept that I don't think that people really truly understood until they probably saw this video here. Because my mind is just blown.
Absolutely.
My mind is completely blown, and I'm sure people are seeing this idea. Listen, project sponsor Andrea St Bernard, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this information with us. This is really great stuff. This is really great stuff. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see the next phase of this, to see what could come out of this, not just from a medical, but from all other aspects of the sector of the economy that would be uplifted because of this medical city. So thank you so much for giving us that insight and information. Anything else you would like to share?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Junior. I hope we'll have the opportunity to continue the conversation. We've got a long road ahead of us, a lot of work to do, but a lot of exciting news that we'll want to continue sharing along the way. So I just want to thank you to speak a little bit more about Project Polaris. And we look forward to bringing you more good news as we continue along our path.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And I have an idea. I'll pitch it to you later, but I have an idea. Something that could work.
Wonderful. We're open for all ideas and pitches, so bring it on.
All right, absolutely. Thank you so much. Andrea St Bernard, Ambassador. Thank you so much. Yeah. What do you think? Seriously now. Let's talk about the good, the bad. The good, the bad, and the in-between. Whatever it is. I see a lot of positive improvement with something like this. I see a lot of positive motions, something like this. Let me go to the phone line. Let's see if we get a caller. Caller, are you calling for the program?
Good evening, Junior. Yes, I am calling for the program. Actually, the first time I saw that video, I'm very happy that you touched on that. And first, before I continue, let me just say good night to your guest, Ms. St Bernard. Congratulations, and you're doing a remarkable job. I just want Grenadians fully understand what is being happening here. Too many times I say we have too much of a palm view and we don't look at things from a holistic perspective. We are talking about not only a hospital, but creating additional jobs outside of the health industry. We are speaking about not only entrepreneurs, Junior, but we are also speaking about homeowners. Have an opportunity to get rental income. We are speaking about the buses. We are speaking about the taxi men. Because we have to remember that when you have such a place, the traffic, and when I say traffic, I'm not speaking figuratively here, but the human spending power would increase.
Absolutely.
Yes, I know that the government also has to have a wider scope in terms of improving our infrastructure. We also call on some of the business places around the area to say, hey, you need to be more flexible with your opening and closing hours. This is the kind of impact that we're going to have. Our airports will be a lot busier when the weekends come.
Yeah.
And as Grenadians, we have to stop looking at cost and think about long-term investment. This is bigger than the SGU project, in my belief.
Yeah, well,
and
I
I'm subject to correction.
Yeah, and do you know, do you know that SGU at present account for almost 40-something, I stand corrected, percent of the GDP.
Of our GDP.
And that's massive.
Correct.
That's
and
massive.
This is huge. And what we've seen happening here, the spill-off effect from the hospital, it therefore means that there is hope for our youth, right? Not just in education, but for those who want to be more creative, right? Because you're not just talking about doctors and nurses and specialists. You're now speaking about families. So we have to accommodate the children. We have to accommodate the relatives. And also we have to accommodate the friends. So the tourism industry, our fauna and our flora also has to become a lot more creative and innovative in what we now expose our tourists to. Yeah. It's not just about tourists coming in on cruise ships and so forth. We now have to have the tour guides being more innovative. Now, Grenadians need to see these things. Grenadians need to be educated. And for Ms. St Bernard, I just have one plea. Right? Now, oftentimes when things like that is going on, it is very difficult for those in the project who are very few, and even the government, to think about everything. But I know that the world is listening. I know that Grenadians and friends of Grenadians out there in the diaspora, they are listening. So she would definitely have to open up a new tab for government to now start collecting information as it relates to competencies, as it relates to people who want to donate, people who want to invest, because this is huge. So for those in the diaspora, Junior, who has traveled and who see the world economy at a different view as to just what we are seeing in Grenada, we understand the concept of what is happening here. So I know it is a lot of work, but I just want to ask her to be intentional. And wherever it's possible, you have these little groups that can collect information, and not just collect information to leave on a spreadsheet in a laptop, but to use it, right? This is huge. And thanks again to the government of Grenada. Grenada is in the right direction. And I always tell people, I love that quote. If you ask people what type of horses they wanted, they may have said faster horses. But Ford had greater innovation and insight. So sometimes we have to trust the process. Trust the process, right? And now it's time for Grenadians, home and abroad, to start, and they don't have to always be in full support, but they need to see the vision and understand that this hospital is for generations to come.
Absolutely.
And it's for the betterment of Grenada. Thank you very much.
Let me put this in your psyche really quickly. You know, a lot of Grenadians and Caribbean people, they leave the Caribbean because they're seeking for employment. They may come to New York or Canada, England, and the first work they might get is, or even, I mean, nothing wrong with it. I know I have a lot of friends that do it and they make good income. Home health aid, where they're taking care of the elderly, of some, you know, younger people or whatever the case might be. This opened up a whole market there for a lot of people who leave Grenada and travel to the United States for those opportunities. Now they could do this right here, because if they have in a medical city where they're going to take care of the elderly and all that stuff, think about the people who know the CNAs and this type of people who are probably catching their backside in the US. They could work at home and I'm sure make good salaries as well, because this is a whole economy that's open up for them. So this goes bigger than I could ever imagine.
And you are so correct, Junior. Additionally, Grenadians need to change their attitude towards work.
Yeah, true.
And I think one thing the government should do, and I do support it, is open up travel and importation of labor, because you can't have a world-class infrastructure with a poor mind attitude.
Or a part-time attitude.
Yeah.
You can't be part-time.
I don't think I can explain it any better than this. So we have to understand that we have to have a shift in our mindset, right? To accommodate Project Polaris.
Yeah.
People are looking at this thing simple, but it's not simple. And what we're also going to have is a national movement within the country. So you may just find that the South will no longer be populated. And people take this thing for granted. But that's what it is, because people would definitely be moving to areas where they can find work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just too costly. And also we have to, I think Junior is an entire stakeholder engagement. We need to speak to our bus drivers. We need to speak to everybody. Because we need to have this work. And the faster we acknowledge what is happening, it's all better for all of us in Grenada.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I really hope that, I know this is tough, but if we could have a mini something out of this, again, I think Grenada is on the path to greatness, because that's all you need. We just need a spill-off effect. We need the money multiplier effect. And that in itself would assist the government of Grenada with trying to create jobs. Because, I mean, how many jobs can we create within the public sector, right? And this is huge. I am so excited. I know it's going to be very successful. And thank you again to our project sponsor. You have my support. I know you have a lot of support from a lot of people out there in the diaspora and by and large in Grenada. But we really need to let people understand the ripple effect that Project Polaris will have on our Grenada economy.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your input. Yeah, totally, completely agree. Guys, listen, she said something that I want to touch on a little bit, right? And have to do with our work ethics, Jed. We have to get away from that half-day mentality kind of work ethic that we have. A lot of us, a lot of people, and I'm speaking from personal engagement, right? A lot of our people, they're only focused on not the work so much, but just that pay. They would sit there and not be productive and only wait for that end of week or end of month or fortnight to get that pay. You don't care about productivity. You see that kind of attitude toward work, it's not going to happen. A whole re-education have to be done to get into our mind. You have to put in the work. You have to love. You have to have passion for what you're doing. Because if you don't have passion, right? If you don't have passion, you might as well stop doing it. Because if all you're doing is working, and you don't have no kind of love for what you're doing, you basically, I think you're torturing yourself. You're torturing yourself. the work ethics have to change. That half-day work mentality on day on social media for the other half of the day. And I'm not bad talking some of the people on them in the I'm not bad talking to people on them in IRD, right? Because all you know, I love all you, but I know a lot of time I go inside there and all you're watching Ride Along. I don't say nothing. All you could watch Ride Along. I have no problem with watching Ride Along. All you're watching Ride Along. As long as you're productive, though, you're watching Ride Along and you're doing your work. Because everybody, most of the people, most of the staff, big up all yourself. I know all you're watching this right now in IRD, but all it does always be on Ride Along. I appreciate it, but I hope all you're getting all your work done. That's all I'm saying. We have to change our attitude. We have to change our attitude. All right, half-day mentality, and I hope that the ripple effect could go straight across the board, because everything closing down at a certain time. Probably a bank now might say, you know what, we go open on a Saturday, we go stay open late on a Saturday, or we go change our closing time from 2 or 3 to probably 4 or 5. Probably that would just change the whole mindset of our people. When they see something so big and expansive, this could possibly change the whole attitude of the whole country, hopefully. See what I'm saying? So it's this big, guys. Project Polaris, a new innovative hospital. It's a climate smart, 250 rooms teaching hospital in Grenada. To piggyback on what we have, or to add, because SGU is a big enterprise. As I said, SGU is no small compared to the GDP contribution of the country. And this is going to just fall right there to everything else. Anybody want $1 million idea, I'll give it to all you. If you want $1 million idea, I have enough stress with the businesses that I'm running already, I will give all you. But that's something that could work today. Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program. We got a commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't move.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Hi, I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X. You cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Hey, yeah, let me tell you about this, guys. Ride Virtual Bingo is back. Yes. Ride Virtual Bingo is back. And this time, guys, jackpot. We have 2 e-bikes that we're going to be giving away. 2 e-bikes. $1,000 US. Yeah, 1,000 US dollars. Ride. Virtual bingo is back. Yeah, man. Tickets go on sale soon. Soon. Tickets gonna be $10 US. $10, you could purchase that online. And you could get 3 tickets for $25. 3 tickets for $25. And you could win a state-of-the-art, best-in-class e-bike. And a chance to win over 1,000 US dollars, like 2,700 EC dollars, eh? Yeah. Tickets on sale very, very soon. Very soon. Check it out. Guys, if you're looking to book a tuk-tuk, you can call Ride or go online at ride.gd. Ride.gd. Book now. You could also book a tuk-tuk for your wedding, airport pickup. Yeah, man, book your tuk-tuk now. We'll sort you out. Yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program today, guys. Thanks to Andrea St Bernard and the Project Polaris team for coming and sharing their views with us on the ride. Catch you guys again mañana. Peace out and good night.